How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. Today I'm going to install the Fitcamx Dashcam on this Mercedes A220. I have an aftermarket dashcam installed already, but you can see it obstructs your driving view a little bit. With the Fitcamx, it comes with this piece of molding and it makes it seem like it's factory installed. It comes with this handy pry tool. Just wedge it right in the front over here and you give it a little twist. Then reach in here with your finger and push these two nubs that's hidden behind. And this releases this little plate. Now I can gently pull this off. The molding is almost exactly the same, except at the front here, there's a little extra camera that sticks out. Look at the points that's holding it. It's here, 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 and here. Same with this piece, here, 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 and here. This connector right here, it wedges in between what's already connected, so you don't have to connect anything to the battery. The second cable here is for the rear camera, which is optional. Looking from the passenger side, it's this connector that we need to splice in. So I'm gonna take this tool, push that little button right in the center, and then we can pull this connector out. This is the new connector. Put that right back in and reconnect that original connector here. See, it's so easy, I'm even doing it with one hand. Here's a rear camera. The sticker sticks to the rear glass. The camera cable is right here, and just line up these two notches together and press the connectors in. Slide it in like that and it snaps. Conceal this connector inside this housing. Slide this back into the rear view mirror. Reconnect this little plastic piece. Push it towards the center and you flip it upwards until it snaps in the two positions. I would leave this cable kind of on the upper side to go into this molding right here. I snap this back into place. And it's fairly secure just by snapping it in. Make sure to remove the stickers off the camera lenses. From here, I'm gonna conceal this cable along the top edge, just like this. Remove this molding on this pillar first. Stick the pry tool behind this airbag button and pull it out. Now this comes off. You may need to remove this clip that's stuck here and put it back here and here so that you can snap it back into place later. Now this molding piece is gonna be attached to this speaker. Pinch right here and turn it counterclockwise. And it comes right off. Now we can move this molding piece away. Remove this panel as well. Just kind of pull it open. Route this wire next to this bunch of wire over here. Bring the cable around this speaker wire. And towards this end, you tuck this wire behind this other bunch of wires. Route the wire through there. And that would kind of hold it in place. Now it's in this channel out of the way of this airbag here. We don't want to interfere with this. And this wire can just kind of droop down through here. Now we can snap the speaker back into place. Align this pin to fit in that hole. Push that in there. Everything snaps back into place. I have this clip here. We just push that right inside this hole. I got that back in there and put this cap back on. And it's very secure back on here. This other piece you can just yank right off. Just give it a nice pull. This piece kind of got stuck, so you just got to pull it off manually. Like that. This was supposed to fit right here. Now I'm going to route this wire loosely around these bolts down here, along this other bundle of wire, down over here to the inside of this bundle wire, all the way through to this little hole here, so that I can go under this panel without removing it. And with this wire loosely in place, we can put this molding back on, snap it back in. Then you kind of massage the seal so it wraps over this molding like so, and just push it in. We're looking at the back now. To make things easier, remove the back headrest here. In the trunk, pull on this lever to open the back seat. This now pulls out, and push on this button to pull the headrest out. You gotta tilt it forward a little bit. Using this tool, pry on this airbag tab here. Pry that out, and now we can release this piece. Comes off like that, and then remove this panel here. Move the seat forward a little bit. Use this plastic tool to get in there. Now we can pull that out. This wire is coming underneath from here. There's a little give underneath this molding here, so I can just kind of wedge it in there, kind of route this underneath, route this over the seat belt. And this hinge is for the seat. I want to get away from that, so I'm going to go around it right here and then push it behind this panel here, just along the edge, up here and to here. Now I'm going to put this molding back on here for now. Make sure that tab down there goes in that hole first, and that will make snapping this piece back in really easy. You just kind of push it the rest of the way in. Now it doesn't include some alcohol wipes, so I'm just gonna use 91% alcohol and some paper towel. Clean this target area. We don't want to interfere with these heating lines, so I'm gonna attach the camera in between these lines right here. The sticker is meant to go upwards, and this camera, it has an arrow pointing upwards. So we can attach this about right there. Peel off that adhesive layer. Remove this camera film first before applying it, because it would be kind of hard to go back there after I'm done. Remove this sticker too. If you want, you can remove this QC sticker as well. And I'm gonna align it right in the center and push up on it. Push and hold a little bit. All right, for the rest of the wire, I'm just gonna tuck underneath this roof molding here. Store the rest of these wires right in this area here. To install this back on, you gotta remove this clip first. Put this back inside here. Pull it out so it sticks out. Reinsert this whole thing in there. Just push it that way towards the trunk. Make sure this pin goes inside that slot inside. Pull this rubber seal around that molding and give it a final push. Then we can put this plastic cover back in. Just put that back in there. Put the seat back on, snap it into place. This dash cam does not have a screen built in. It's meant to just operate kind of in the background, recording all the time. If the memory card fills up, it's gonna go on loop and just keep on recording on top of itself. So whenever there's an incident, you'll have some kind of recording that you can take off of the memory card. Now, if you want to look at what it's recording, you can also use this included phone mount. There's a suction cup over here and this little piece that can hold your phone. Very typical phone mount that you can mount to your glass. So I'm just gonna put it on the left side over here. Remove the sticker before using it. Push it on, push this tab, and it gets locked in place. Now look at that, it extends quite forward so you can actually reach your phone easily. I'm gonna put my phone in there. It does wobble a little bit. If you want to see what the camera is recording, you can connect to it via Wi-Fi. Use an app on Android or iOS. I have iOS. Connect to a Wi-Fi called car-cam-something. Download and start the Fitcamx app. Select connect to camera. It's connected. Now we're seeing the front of the car and the back of the car. The camera is not tilted perfectly, so I'm gonna go adjust it. On the lower left corner of the image, you can switch between cameras or see them both at the same time. If I push it one time, you see the rear view camera as the main image and the front camera as the upper left corner image. It kind of covers it up a little bit. Press it again, you can see just the front image. Press it again, you can see just the rear image. Press it one more time and you see the front image as the main image and the back camera as the upper left. If you go to camera settings, I enabled sound recording so we can hear a little bit of what's going on. The video resolution is 4K 3840 by 2160. If we select that, we can downgrade it a little bit. You might only want to do that if you're trying to save space or whatnot. Loop recording options can go from 1 minute or 3 minutes. So the way this camera works is it keeps on recording little small files. You can record at 3-minute intervals, but you know, it's not stopping at any point. It's just making separate files for 1 minute and 3 minutes. Exposure compensation, you can make the exposure a little bit higher, add a timestamp, of course. Driving collision sensing. So whenever it records any kind of collision with G-forces, there's an accelerometer inside that it's gonna lock the video file. It's always gonna be recording, but it's just gonna lock that video file so that it won't be deleted. Parking monitoring collision detection. When the car is turned off, the dash cam eventually powers down. Now this depends on the car. I sat around and took a look at the LED lights. It took about a few minutes before everything powered down. So this feature is so that when everything is powered down, if someone hits you while it's parked, it's gonna power back up and start recording. The included memory card is 64 gigabytes. Of course, depending on the option that you buy, it's gonna come with a different size memory card. It came with some adhesive hooks. You can open it up and it will hold the wire for the rear camera wire. I didn't use any of them because I just tucked it all behind the molding. And it also comes with a USB-A or USB-C memory card reader. This is the card that comes with it. It's a Lexar 633X 64 gigabyte micro SD card. The app is connected. It says it's recording. What happens if you remove the memory card right when it's recording? Let's see what happens. If I remove it right now, it says it's recording 55, 56. It stopped recording the rear camera video, and now it says something is wrong. It seems like it stopped recording after a while, obviously. It doesn't have a memory card anymore. I'll put it back in. There's a power button and a video lock button. This hole is the microphone. There's two LEDs behind there and also a reset button. This is the typical state where you have a solid red light, which means Wi-Fi is disconnected, and the flashing blue light means that it's recording. If you connect to Wi-Fi, the red light will start blinking. You can also pause the recording by pushing the power button one time, and the blue light will stay on. Now the red light and blue light are both solid on. To resume recording, push the power button again just one time and the blue light will flash again. When it's recording, something happened, you want to protect the file, push the camera button one time, just like that, and it will protect the file. Let's drive around a little bit and see what kind of video file it can give us. We're at a public park right now. I'm going to show you some of the video file on the road as I drive around. The front camera is 4K, so it's very high resolution in case you want to read some license plates. The rear camera is 1080p, so not as high resolution, but still very good. There's this bracket here from my previous dash cam. This is something that's not going to be there if you install your own and you don't have like a little sticker there. So this is completely removable. For the rear camera, there's like a slight line across the top. That's the heating line from my rear windshield. So that's just going to be there, and you might not have that if you're able to position that a little bit lower. There's a sign right here, and I can make out what it's saying. So I'm going to go back in the video file, zoom in, and see if I can read that. I'm going to get a little bit closer. I can definitely read that now. Get a little bit closer, very much so. There's also that sign right there that says rough road. I can read it. Not sure if the camera can or cannot. I'm looking at the front camera video file now, downloaded in the app, and I can make out a license plate when the car is within 2.5 or 3 car spaces in front of the car. Any further than that, the license plate numbers starts to get a bit blurry. I want to point out how the audio in the dash cam is actually really good. What you're listening to is audio from the dash cam. It's recording from that little mic that's right underneath over here. We are about 5 car spaces in front of that speed limit sign. I hope we can read it right at night, but it seems like we have a lot of cars up there. I gotta turn away from there. This is the nighttime view. This will give you an idea of what the low light performance is for the camera. Overall, I really like how this dash cam is built into the molding so that it looks like it's factory made. It doesn't stick out as much as the aftermarket one, so you have a clearer view of the road as you're driving. Installation is super quick. If you're only doing the front camera, it might only take 5 minutes or so, but if you also want to do the back camera, because it's wired, it might take an hour or so to route all the wire inside the molding so it's hidden away. The 4K front camera allows you to read license plate as long as it's about 3 car spaces away, and the higher resolution makes sense for the front camera in case anybody tried to do some insurance fraud where they fall down purposely in front of you, or they stop and purposely back up into you and say you hit them. So you can use the built-in video as proof that you didn't do anything wrong. Remember, if you enable the audio, the mic is right here, so it's going to record everything that you say inside the car at all times. It's recording every time you turn on the car. So if you don't want to record yourself, make sure to tap that power button one time so that that blue light does not flash anymore. Then it won't record your audio. If you guys are interested in getting one of these for yourself, Fitcamx actually makes these dash cams for a lot of different vehicles, all with built-in molding so that it looks factory made. Check out my affiliate link down in the video description below if you guys are interested. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.